Hey, hockey fans, how's everybody doing? I hope everyone has had a great Saturday. There's some great hockey on. The Winter Classic. I mean, what a crazy game. It looked so cold. It reminded me of when I played pond hockey when I was a kid. Minnesota was our best bet. That one did not hit, but it was still a great day. Boston, Buffalo over 5.5. Both parlays hit. Boston, Florida, both those games hit. The Islanders, Toronto, both of those hit. Ottawa plus 1.5 did not hit. Overall picks were 7-2, and 7 of the 9 bets that I laid paid out. So it was a great day, great way to start the year. Sunday, January 2nd, there were 8 games slated for today, but one game has been postponed. The Dallas-Arizona game has been postponed, so there's 7 games on the board. So let's talk about those games quick. We'll make some picks. I think for next weekend, I'm going to try to have that deal set up where I'm going to start with $100. I'm just figuring out the way I can do the format and present it so it's easy to follow for everybody, and just see what we can do and how we can grow that. I'll try to have that ready for next weekend, and I'll try to do that for sure. But right now, let's talk about these 7 games and make some picks so that I can get some sleep. First one, Tampa and the New York Rangers. The Rangers 5-4-1 in their last 10, current 1-game winning streak. Alexander Gorgaev listed to be in net against Tampa, who currently has Brian Elliott listed to be in net. They're 7-2-1 with an overtime decision. A rematch of just a couple days ago, Friday, when they played the game. It required extra time, ended up in a shootout 4-3 final for New York. Tampa outshot New York 28-23. Tampa was 1-for-4 on the power play, while the Rangers were 0-for-4. But the Rangers did get a shorthanded goal from Barclay Goodrow, his first of 2 for the game. Panarin with an assist, and just over 26 minutes of ice time in that game. For Tampa, Stamkos opened scoring with a power play goal, and then a helper in the third period for a tying goal from Corey Perry. Mika Zibanejad, he got the winner in the shootout for the Rangers. This is a second in 3 games. The Rangers obviously up 1 now. Tampa has some bodies who could clear tomorrow morning and be back in the lineup. Vasilevsky being one of them, and that's a big thing. Tampa currently first in the Atlantic. The Rangers third in the Metropolitan. Early game here, 12:30 start. Tough pick with those unknowns. I did look at some cross-comparison data. Lightning won 60% of games with common opponents. The Rangers 67%. So a little edge there goes to New York. And if Elliott is in net for Tampa, another edge as far as New York is concerned. Money line plus 100 or an even 2 for Tampa, minus 120 or 1.83 for the Rangers. Over under set at 6. I like the home favorite here to start off with. Pick 1, I take the Rangers. Number 2, a division matchup, an Atlantic division matchup. Numbers 5 and 4, Boston in 5th, Detroit in 4th, 1 p.m. start. Detroit 5-5-0 in their last 10, current 1-game losing streak. Thomas Greiss listed to be in net for the Red Wings. Boston has Jeremy Swayman confirmed to be in net. They're 5-3-2 in their last 10, current 1-game winning streak. Detroit played their first game back on Friday against Washington. It was a 3-1 final. For Washington, the Red Wings opened scoring in the second period. They held the lead for about half a period until Washington tied it and then went on to win the game in the third period. Detroit was outshot. They were 0-for-3 on the power play. They did win 65% of the puck drop battle. Dylan Larkin, he was on a tear before the break, and he was held off the scoreboard, so he's going to be looking to get back on there in this game for sure. Boston, they're on the tail end of back-to-back hockey. They played a matinee game against Buffalo. The Bruins trailed throughout the game until they tied it in the third period and went on to win in overtime on a goal from Charlie Coyle 34 seconds into the overtime frame. A healthy squad peppered the Sabres net. They outshot Buffalo 41-24. Bruins sit 7th in goals against, and they should be able to climb in the goals for category, where they sit 24th now with a fully active front end. That number definitely should climb in that category. Teams have met twice. November 4th, it was a 5-1 victory for Boston, and then on the 30th of November, a 2-1 victory for Detroit. In that Detroit game, though, Boston was without some key components and also their coach. This will be the third meeting in a 4-game series between these teams. Money line minus 140 for Boston or 1.71, plus 120 or 2.2 for the Red Wings. Over under set at 5.5. I like Boston to win the game. The visiting favorite to win that game. Number 3, San Jose against Pittsburgh, another 1 p.m. start. The Penguins are 7-2-1 in their last 10, current 7-game winning streak. Casey DeSmith listed to be in net. San Jose has James Reimer listed to be in net. They're 5-5-0, current 2-game winning streak. Pittsburgh has not been in action since December 19th when they won 3-2 over New Jersey. With Tristan Jarry in COVID protocol, it's very likely that DeSmith's going to get the nod again. He'll be in net. A rough start this season for DeSmith. He didn't have many opportunities, and the ones he did have, he didn't do so good. But the last two, he's played really, really well. One puck has only found the twine in the last 61 shots that he's faced, also earning his first shutout of the season. Pittsburgh continues to hold first place in the penalty kill, sitting at an impressive 92.1%, now third in goals against. The league's current longest winning streak, sitting at that 7 number. But playing San Jose, that's played 2 games since the break. Tuesday, a high-scoring 8-7 victory over Arizona in a shootout. And then Thursday, a 3-2 overtime victory against Philadelphia. Sharks with a respectable 6th position in the penalty kill, sitting at 84%. Thomas Hertl, he's playing really good hockey. He's got an 8-game point streak going on right now. And James Reimer, he's doing great at 11-5-1 record and a .928 save percentage. This begins a short 2-game series between these two teams. They face each other again January 15th for the final time. Both teams dealing with some COVID issues. Sharks, I think, have a little bit of an edge, a little healthier. Money line plus 145 or 2.45 for San Jose. Pittsburgh minus 165 or 1.6. Over under set at 6. And I think if San Jose is going to win 1 game in this 2-game series between these teams, I think it could be this one. I'm going to lean to the visiting dog here to upset Pittsburgh. I'm going to take the Sharks to win the game. Number 4, we've got Anaheim taking on Colorado. This is a 3 p.m. start. Colorado, 7-2-1 in their last 10, current 1-game losing streak. Darcy Kemper has been confirmed to be in net for the Avalanche. The Ducks have John Gibson listed to be in net, and they're 4-2-4 in their last 10, current 1-game losing streak. This will be the first game back for the Avalanche. Last played Nashville on December 16th. They suffered a 5-2 loss. Before that, they had won 5 games straight. Andrei Burakovsky was on a roll. He had 5 goals and an assist in his last 3 games. Darcy Kemper, he won all 4 games that he played in the month of December. And Nazem Kadri with 17 games where he's had points in the last 18 that he's played, which is just insane. Anaheim trending the other way a little bit. I think Anaheim is a couple games in the season since the break now, and Wednesday it was a 2-1 overtime loss to Vancouver, and then Friday a game in Vegas which resulted in a 3-1 loss to the Knights. The lone Ducks goal came on the power play. They were held to only 16 shots, yet allowed 45 on Gibson, who stopped 42. Just 1 goal in the last 120 minutes of hockey when 5-on-5 play. Gibson slotted to be in net. He's going to give the Ducks a chance, there's no question, but they're going to need to support their goalie against Colorado. I mean, Colorado sits first in goals for. They know how to put the puck in the net. So Ducks are in for a challenge, and this will be the second game in a 3-game series between these teams. Colorado up 1 on the 24th of November. It was a 5-2 final for the Avalanche. Money line at plus 210 or 3.1 for Anaheim. Colorado minus 250 or 1.4 over under set at 6. I like the favorite here, Colorado, to win the game. Next one, number 5 Metropolitan Division matchup. You've got New Jersey against Washington. Washington with 47 points, tied with the number 1 team, Carolina. New Jersey sits in 7th, 3 p.m. start. Capitals 6-2-2 in their last 10, current 2-game winning streak. Samsonov listed to be in net. New Jersey has Mackenzie Blackwood listed to be in net. They're 3-6-1 in their last 10, also on a 2-game winning streak. Washington is 2-0 since back from the break. Wednesday, a 5-3 home win over Nashville, and Friday, a road win, 3-1 over Detroit. The game was tied going into the 3rd period when the machine Ovechkin notched 2 more twine finders, 1 power play and on the power play and 1 empty net insurance goal. 24 now on the season, 1 behind first place Leon Draisaitl, so 2nd in the league. The Caps strong in goals for and goals against in both categories. They sit 5th. Samsonov has played in both games since back in action. Only faced 40 shots combined between both games. 4 found the back of the net. Playing a team that is also on a 2-game winning streak. Wednesday, a 4-3 win in Buffalo, and Friday, an impressive 6-5 overtime victory against the Edmonton Oilers. The Devils haven't looked good since back in action and battling to find the W's, which they need to do right now. Jack Hughes with 3 goals and 3 assists in his last 2 games. Dougie Hamilton continuing to play consistent, good hockey. I had a couple helpers in that Edmonton game. It's going to be the first time that these goalies face each other. October 21st, they played their first game, but those goalies weren't in net. Vanasek played for the Caps, and it was Wedgwood who was in net for the Devils. So this is going to be the second game in a 3-game series. New Jersey is 0-6-2 in its past 8 games against Washington, and New Jersey has not scored on Washington this season when 5-on-5, just that one power play goal. Money line plus 180 for New Jersey or 2.8, over under set at 6. Washington minus 220 or 1.45. Both teams with some COVID issues. I think the Devils have a bit of an edge when it comes to health. And I think there might be a good spot here. Another visiting dog, New Jersey to upset the Capitals is my pick. Number 6, Winnipeg against Vegas. Vegas first in the Pacific, Winnipeg 5th in the Central. This is a 4 p.m. start. Vegas 8-2-0 in their last 10, current 2-game winning streak. Brassard is listed to be in net for the Knights. Winnipeg, Connor Hellebuyck listed to be in net, 5-4-1 in their last 10, current 1-game winning streak. Vegas, another team that has come back from the break strong. Tuesday, they doubled up the LA Kings 6-3, and as we mentioned, a 3-1 victory over Anaheim. Brassard getting the nod, I'm pretty sure. I don't think Robin Lehner is going to be cleared. And Brassard will look forward to playing his former team. I mean, he's held his role well. He's got an 8-3-0 record this season. Although, I mean, in the last 3 games, he's only faced 62 shots. And out of those 62 shots, 8 have found the back of the net. He's had monster support, and that's why he's got that record. I don't think it would be that strong if he didn't have that support. Last time the Jets saw game action was December 19th when they won over the St. Louis Blues 4-2. The Jets, they need a big push here, and they know that, and they're starting back at a 3-game road trip. The Jets, they've had their share of problems. One of the teams that's had a coaching change this season, some bad stretches, some bad luck, and a ton of talent. Kyle Connor and Mark Scheifele, I think, are due for a big game, and I'd like to see Hellebuyck play a good game. I mean, he's due for a good game as well. This marks the beginning of 3 meetings between these teams. Vegas, you got to keep in mind, Max Pacioretty, Mark Stone, Robin Lehner, Martinez, and Jack Hughes all out for the Knights. Winnipeg, missing Blake Wheeler and David Gustafsson. Both teams, all injuries. None of that is COVID-related. Money line, plus 130 or 2.3 for the Jets, minus 150 or 1.66 for the Knights. Over-under set at 6. I like the visiting dog here again. Winnipeg to win the game. That's going to be my pick. I like the Jets in this position. Next one, last one we're going to talk about. Calgary against Chicago. Calgary 3rd in the Pacific, playing the Hawks, who are 7th in the Central. This is the evening game, 7 p.m. start. Chicago, Colin Delia listed to be in net again, 4-4-2 in their last 10, current 1-game losing streak. Calgary, Markstrom, I think, is going to be in net. I thought I read that Vladar could be, but I'm not sure. I think it'll be Markstrom. There doesn't matter, I don't think, in this game. 5-4-1 in their last 10, current 1-game winning streak. Hawks played back-to-back after beginning the year with a game against Nashville when Chicago ended up on the wrong end, the losing end of a 6-1 final. Hawks outshot Nashville 38-25, yet 0-for-4 on the power play, and they allowed Nashville to capitalize 2 on the 3 chances that Nashville had. Not the start that Chicago was looking for. They need Fleury back in net, and I thought he was going to be in net against Nashville, but he wasn't. He could be back here, but right now Delia is listed to play. And if Delia's in net or Fleury's in net, Chicago's got to do a better job protecting their goaltender and helping him out. There's no question. I mean, both goaltenders in that Nashville game needed more support for sure. I'm sure they'll talk about that. Calgary played their first game back Thursday when they won 6-4 over the Seattle Kraken, now starting a 4-game road trip. Johnny Gaudreau with a pair and an assist against the Kraken. Matthew Tkachuk with a pair of assists and a goal. Even Milan Lucic with a goal in that game. A lot of Flames are playing really good hockey right now and finding the back of the net. Flames outshot Seattle 40-22, and Calgary also brings the best road record in the division, currently sitting at a 12-4-2 record. Second of 3 meetings, Calgary's up 1. November 23rd, it was a 5-2 win for the Flames. I know it sounds lopsided, but I remember that game, and it wasn't. It was actually a really good hockey game. A couple empty net goals there. That's why the score is what it is, but it is what it is. 5-2 win for the Flames. Money line, minus 145 for Calgary or 1.68, plus 125 or 2.25 for the Hawks. Over under set at 5.5. And I'm going to lock that in because I think that number could be at 6 tomorrow morning. Pays 1.95 or minus 105. I see a 4-2 final, 5-2 final maybe here. I'm not sure. The bets I'm going to lay, though, Boston's going to be my best bet for Sunday. I'm going to do 2 parlays. I'm going to go Calgary and Boston on the one. I'm going to go Winnipeg and New Jersey on the other one. Over, under, I'm going to go Calgary and Chicago over 5.5. That's what I'm going to do. Calgary to beat Chicago, Winnipeg to upset Vegas, New Jersey to upset Washington, Colorado to beat Anaheim, San Jose to upset Pittsburgh, Boston to beat Detroit, and New York to beat Tampa again. Hope everyone has a great Sunday. There is a ton of hockey on, most of it during the day, but there's a ton of football too. Week 17, I think there's 16 games on the board. So good luck with all your picks. Enjoy the sports. Thanks for watching. Talk soon.